kill some evil bastard.
Let's read it. The first page summarizes the contents. The remaining pages clumsily elaborate on them in great details. 1. Not going into cities. The simplest piece of advice for sensible folks is to avoid cities entirely. I feel you, brother. On marketplaces, people often tell me, Harrington, my fleeces and turnips are worth more in the city market than at the local village fair. Fools. To them I say, your fleeces and turnips will be robbed long before you reach the market square, and you will have only a few lumps and bruises to take home. 3. On taverns. All sensible folk enjoying draining a mug of local produced ale in the company of their friends, but some of you may have heard tell of the extravagant taverns that populate the cities of the Sword Coast. If bawdy names like this blushing mermaid and the wizard's stave were not sufficient warning of their impropriety, yes. Let it be known that you will be robbed long before you finish your first tankard and will have only a few lumps and bruises for company. Okay, he is a bit of a I don't know how to put it, but I think he doesn't like cities or people. On sewerage. Belike you keep a pot by your bedside and cast out their leavings into a communal pit of a morn. Yes. Sensible and cleanly behavior. Many cities have dispensed with such simple methods of hygienic living, and instead the waste of the inhabitants commingless and flows through great channels beneath the very streets. A breeding ground for mucky creatures, recently seen in the Olympic Games in Paris. They really fucked up with their swimming events. 5. On becoming lost. Cities are far too large and you will become lost almost immediately. A fellow once told me that Baldurs Gate is actually 3 cities in one, an outer, an inner, and an upper. I believe he thought I'd be impressed, but I simply spat in his eye and sent him on his way. What a nice folk. What a really, really nice dude. Not. So let's sort some of my stuff out. Okay, armor class is 15. Should I give her a scale mail with an armor class of 14? Her armor class actually rises. Okay. Well, light armor. This is weird. I think I can't. I should be able to use my clothing, so non-armor, to increase my armor class, but this is the bench on stealth checks. Bonus from dexterity limited to +2. So +2 from constitution on armor defense. When I put this on, that's the same. When I put this on, my armor class rises. Okay, so I still can use armor. Can I use heavy armor effectively? I can, but not really effectively. It doesn't give me that much of an advantage. Okay, but light and medium, at least light and medium armor should be fine. Leather armor, what is this? 14. So light armor is not good, but medium armor with a certain armor class is fine, defensive wise. Okay, that's good to know. Melee weapon, okay. Okay, I should go up here. That's something I have not discovered yet. But quickly save in between. Okay, this is the way back to... Or is it? Ooh, what is this?
Smoke. Something's burning.
Walking's Rest. Interesting. I think I just saved, but... No, I think I'll take a long rest. Yeah, I'll just take a long rest. Talk with my peers.
One horn, the stink of Avernus, advocatus diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The blade of frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you.
Karlach, the archdevil Zariel's gladiator, come to burn the Sword Coast to ash.
You've got it all wrong, Karlach. Will, Karlach is not about to hurt anyone. The two of you have met before, I see. I brought you your target, Will. Why don't you do the honors? No, I think Karlach tells us the truth.
Well, not counting the fuckers that need a good hurting.
Shut it, devil. I know your kind. A heart darker than a shadow's nightmares. You'd cut a child's throat just to taste the blood.
A devil? I didn't take the blade for a fool. I'm...
A great fire roars through you. The fire of the first hell. You are Karlach, tearing through demons across a blood-red landscape of fire and volcanic cinder. The front lines of the Blood War. With every swing of her axe, Karlach fulfills Mistress Zariel's purpose.
Proof, clear as summer sky. It's over, Karlach. It's time you feel the sting of the blade.
I've tried to tell you. I'm not what you think I am.
Another vision. Karlach's blade rays slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Will shudders with Karlach's desperation. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
By Balduran's helm, No, I will not be tricked.
You saw the truth. I may be an effective soldier, but I never wanted to serve Zariel. Legged it away from her the first chance I got.
And yet you served.
Stand down. You saw what I saw. Karlach is not a danger. Be practical. She's infected, same as us. We need allies, not enemies. I should never have trusted you, Karlach. You're as good as dead. You want to fight, Will? I'll give you one. I'm done with this.
No! Devils cannot be trusted!
God, you're stubborn. Karlach's not a devil and you know it. You're right, let's cut her down before she... Hell no. You saw Karlach's thoughts, she poses no threat to the Sword Coast. It's you I don't trust, Will. You wanted to fight? You've got it.
Would you listen to sense? This doesn't have to end badly for either of us. You know monsters better than anyone. Can't you look in my eyes and see I'm not a devil?
You don't know what this means. You don't know what you're asking me to do.
I'm asking you to live, Will. I don't want to hurt you. And to be frank, I'd rather not find out how the blade got his name. I swear to you, on all I am not what you think.
Shit! Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today.
Truce then, eh?
Aye. Truce. I see the good in you, Karlach. I promise not to lose sight of it. Even when the hells burn hottest.
Well, that's a nice twist. That's a nice one. Hey, Shadowheart. What's on your mind?
It seems like Will and Karlach will play nice from now on. Saves us having to pick sides.
True that. I want to talk to you about what's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Is there something new? No, nothing new. Hey, Karlach.
Glad Will saw sense. Even more glad he decided to stick around. Takes a pretty slick mover to track down old Karlach.
Does it? You're pretty loud. I'm glad he's joined us too. Glad you two could make peace. I'm keeping an eye on him. If he turns on you again, he's dead. Ah. I'm glad he joined us too. Glad to have you two could make peace, yeah.
Same. Now, instead of a liability, I've got a friend. Or I will have Sue, anyway.
And I can add Scratch. Hello, little one. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? The mandatory head scratch. Perfect. Ah, I love it. Dogs. Dogs are great. Hello, Astarion.
Nothing like a little camp drama to spice up the evening.
Sure that.
It's almost a pity things ended so amicably. Seeing those two duke it out would be fun.
Okay. Are you? You're late. Yep. Laser.
Good thing for Will that Karlach called a truce. A tiefling that mighty would shred him to pieces and burn the remains.
Probably.
Now, what did you need?
Okay, y'all don't have new stuff to tell. Other than Will and Karlach, obviously.
Up for discussion.
Oakfather's blessings to you.
I have to ask, how do you know so much about the parasite?
I studied one up close. Closer than most would care to be to those things. A drow attacked me and I defended myself. Afterwards, I was able to examine the tadpole that emerged. Hideous, but fascinating. Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say.
How will the grove fare without you?
Hopefully. I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. I sent a bird to summon her.
What about one of the others? Wrath, perhaps? Couldn't Nettie take over? I don't know if I really like Nettie. He was about to kill us if we wouldn't have been more cooperative. But I think Nettie is the only one that comes to
I
mind.
need her to stay focused on her training. The Grove will need a skilled healer in my absence. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the grove in my absence.
Very shrewd of you. Won't this cause resentment? And sounds like the grove will be in good hands then.
Indeed.
I guess. This shadow curse you spoke of, surely it can't be that bad.
It's had the whole region around Moonrise Towers in a chokehold of darkness and despair for years now. Those who remained are shadow cursed. If you don't die at their hands, then you become one of them. We have to get to Moonrise, but the less time we spend in its blighted surrounds, the better.
Okay, so we should just hurry. What about this secret stronghold in the Underdark? You must know more.
Precious little. But I'm quite certain it can still be found.
Yeah, I think I was there. Why do you want to go to Moonrise Towers?
Those illithid creatures threaten the natural order. It's my duty to do what I can to stop them. There's also the Shadow Curse. It's an affront and must be cleansed. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. If I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse, just as you find a cure for your infection.
Okay, seems like you feel responsible for this shadow curse somehow.
Well, there's hardly anyone left to share the responsibility with. Few who witnessed the fall of Moonrise still draw breath. What Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo by itself. I must do what I can. I studied the Shadow Curse for years, but to truly understand it and stop it, I must reach its source.
Do you know how this shadow curse can be stopped?
Perhaps, but we'll need to get closer before I can put my theory into practice. Put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said.
Okay. Is that why you went with Aradin? We thought he might find this route to Moonrise. It can't be easy surrendering your title. Okay.
Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceramorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close.
Can't be easy surrendering your title. Won't you miss being first through it?
Miss it? Oh dear, no. It's a terrible burden. Takes you away from nature and forces you to deal with others' problems and personalities. Be wary of anyone who actually wants such a role, I say. Likely they don't understand it, or they have ill intent. I'm just glad to be out here amidst the Oakfather's creations.
I like him. Really, really nice dude. At the celebration with the tieflings before, I hoped I didn't come over too strong, but caught up in the moment.
There are few things that are too strong for me. And cast those regrets aside. You did not get caught up in the moment. You seized it. In other circumstances, I would have done the same.
Would have done the same?
Perhaps. But best to not dwell on nights past. There are plenty more yet to come.
Dude. Stop rizzing me. Hey, Will, what's up?
You've been witness to a pantomime, I'm sorry to say. And I've played my part all too poorly.
What's that supposed to mean? Lay it out plainly, Will. Someone set you on Karlach's tail. I'd like to know who this source of you is.
I can say only this. Karlach's not the only one who's had a villain's knife held to their throats. One night soon, when we make camp, the veil will be lifted, and I'll pay my penance.
Cannons? Should I be worried?
You're not in any danger, I promise. I can't say the same about me.
Okay. Hey, Wallo. Mind having a little song for me?
Hello. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
Has your research turned up anything that might help with this parasite problem? Nah. Not the lobotomy again. Don't lobotomize me. No. Bad Volo. Bad Volo.
My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep. Just behind the...
I already told you. You know what? Oh, I could have saved right in the menu. I really have to do this at some
You only
point.
have a matter of days to live.
You know what? Screw it. I'll do it. just to know what's going to happen.
Ah, my good... Quite the cozy setup you have here.
Okay.
It's...
How many times have you done this
I
before?
assure you, I've dreamt of it 1,000 times over.
Okay. Do it.
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle.
Do you have the faintest idea of what you're doing?
Don't fidget. The needle must slip behind your eye, not through it.
The needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns and begins to push.
Okay.
Pain shoots through your body as the needle snags on your optic nerve.
I think I have it.
The needle seesaws back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harp string.
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way. I shall need a more robust implement.
Volo carefully withdraws the needle from your eye. Then, reaching into his bag, he produces an ice pick.
What the fuck?
Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer to your eye.
Now, don't move.
Cold metal presses against the skin beneath your brow. And then, tap, tap, stab.
Do you feel that? Ha! I think we have the blighter on the run. I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little further.
Volo tears the pick from your brain with a violent jerk. Your eye plops down into the mud.
Drat.
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and recoils slightly as it sinks into the mud.
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage.
You knocked me bloody eye out. Fuck. I can't seem to see through one of my eyes.
Yes, quite. But there is some mild trauma. I can't help but feel partly responsible. Perhaps there is something more I can do.
Shit.
Take this. A far superior relic to that old jelly you were chained to. Try it on for size. And, it was Very nice to have met you. I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem one way or another. Far away from here, if you've a heart. Terribly sorry, my friend. Ta.
Wait, what?
That's a friendly looking shadow.
What? I really just got the ability to see invisibility?
I don't need
No,
any attention right now.
How? Volo's Ersatzei. The damage wrought upon your ocular nerve during Volo's experiment is undone, allowing you to see invisible creatures. So this whole procedure had a... Oh my god. It had a benefit that he just poked my eye out.
At the ready.
What? I don't know if I want this. I don't want this, actually. I mean, I do have an advantage from this, the see invisibility, but just thinking about it, getting your eye stabbed out, just popped out with an ice pick, is nothing I want my character to endure. It was nice to see, but it's nothing I want to my character to have to endure. It is weird. But maybe Volo has some benefit later on, so
With haste.
maybe.